And we're looking at, we don't know. Generic, that's what we're going to call him. This is our 11th child. Someday he'll have a name, but I think he's going to have to make it for himself.
And next up is Kent C. Dodds.
Today on the show, I've got Kent C. Dodds.
Kent C. Dodds.
We are joined by Kent C. Dodds.
My name is Kent C. Dodds, and I teach people how to write awesome software to make the world a better place. I like going fast.
Fast in all aspects of life?
Yeah, fast in all aspects of life, for sure. When I listen to a podcast, I listen at 3x. I didn't start that way. I trained myself, 1.5, you get up to 3x. In the grocery store, I am not walking slow. When I'm coding, I'm a very fast typer. And it bothers me that I can't type as fast as I think. I'll sometimes even watch Netflix shows a little fast. I just really enjoy that process of forcing my brain to make quick decisions. Sometimes that doesn't end well, but most of the time it is a really enjoyable experience. I had 10 older siblings, and they were all very successful in whatever they did, and I became very competitive, wanting to find some way to stand out so that I wasn't just, Jim's younger brother, but I was Kent. I was homeschooled in 5th grade. I decided that I wanted to take a lot of ownership of my time. I would wake up at 5 in the morning. My mom would write down a list of all the things that I was supposed to do the next day, and so I'd get them all checked off by like 9 o'clock, and I'd be able to do whatever I wanted to. At that time in my life, a lot of it was video games.
Oh, and of course, Kent is where? On the computer!
This is actually my introduction into writing software without actually writing software, because in these games you could create your own campaigns.
What do you want?
So I kind of found my own niche.
Yes.
But eventually I started finding ways to be productive during that time, and productive in the things I wanted to do. That was a very transformative year for me. From that year that I was homeschooled, I wanted to do stuff with computers. Figuring out what I wanted to do with computers was the big challenge. When I was at this job and they said, hey, we need you to do this stuff, and yeah, it's kind of repetitive, but we need it done. I said, well, maybe I could write a program to do that repetitive thing. And when I did, and it worked, it was way more enjoyable. And that was the start of me thinking, hey, actually software is practical. It's actually something I can use to make the world a better place. At Domo is where I discovered JavaScript, and everything exploded from there. I worked at Domo, Workfront, Alianza, and PayPal, companies where my code has been used by millions of people. My open source software is used by almost like pretty much everyone. At some point has run some of my code. At the end of the day, we're not writing software in a vacuum. I'm not just writing software because I enjoy writing software, and I have a purpose for the software that I'm writing, and that purpose, it all comes down to people. Please stand and join me in this wake-up ritual, like this, and squat down and come back up. This is an air squat. Why are you all complaining? We're gonna do 12, no, we'll do 13 of these together. Okay, ready, count out loud, ready? 1, 2, I'm serious, 13, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're doing so great, 7.
Today's guest, Kent C. Dodds, has steadily spent the last decade building up a career as a web developer and software engineer. These days, Kent is on his own as a world-renowned speaker, teacher, and trainer on software and software quality.
I think it's such a cool thing. I always love seeing what Kent does.
Cool, there we go. We're flying through space. So, first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna follow Cody the Koala here. Cody is your assistant through all of this stuff. Yes, hi. So Cody will be guiding you here, telling you exactly what you're supposed to do. So we'll just follow Cody's instructions here inside of the script tag. So all of this is gonna be JavaScript stuff. We need to create a div, and this is Marty the Money Bag. When I really enjoy something, I want to share that experience with other people. And over time, I've developed my teaching philosophy. What is most important beyond anything else is that when I teach you, you remember what I've taught you. I could have taught you the cure for cancer, but if you can't remember, who cares? It doesn't matter. So I decided that's what I'm gonna focus on, is retention. I feel like most of us on this planet are engaged in something that will make the world better. And whatever it is for you, I want to be able to make it so you can do that better by teaching you how to create quality software. And that's one of the things that I like to do in open source as well, is just surround myself with other people so that we can enjoy writing the software together. And creating the KCD community and having thousands and thousands of people working together on solving our various problems exposes us to more things and just is a more enjoyable way to live. The way that I see knowledge is that it's a fire. I have this torch and it's giving me tons of light and it's dark and I see other people, and so I just light their torch. My light isn't diminished by that at all. In fact, there's even more light than there was before, and I think that's a really awesome power of knowledge that we have, where we can just share our experience with each other and increase the amount of light. That's where society progress comes from, is people sharing interesting ideas with each other and those things mixing in interesting ways so that we can innovate and make things even better than they were before.
When people type in Kent C. Dodds a long time in the future, what do you want to pop up?
Whew, wow. If I'm dead, I hope that it shows that I left some sort of lasting legacy of kindness. I don't really care if I'm remembered as a software engineer. I'm mostly interested in being remembered as a good husband, a good father, and a nice person. And that I did my very best to make this world a better place. So I don't know what Google's gonna show up for that, but hopefully people will get that out of whatever comes up.